Hello and welcome viewers, you're watching News X. I'm Kriti Mehta and I have with me Siddharth Rege and Uday Pratap Singh. Today our focus of the discussions are going to be on south of India. A lot of news coming in from the southern states, whether it's Karnataka, Kerala or Tamil Nadu. Let's in fact start with Kerala, I believe, because that's the most developing story that we have today. Raids at Pinarayi Vijayan on a case that, of course, had made headlines back when CPIM was in the government. But what do you make, Siddharth, of the reactions that are now being, coming in, the kind of protests that CPIM is staging, not just in Kerala, where they're attacking ED vehicles. In Delhi also, they're leading these marches, and top leaders of the, CPIM are in those protests, whether it's Brinda Karat, whereas M.A. Baby, Annie Raja, all of them are there on this when it's a valid case. Like, what has CMRL, Chief Minister's daughter, received money, for a company that did not deliver on what it had to do? So that is corruption.
Absolutely. More interestingly, it has been how reluctant Congress has been to intervene in this matter. Because generally what we see in opposition ruled states is that it is the state police that engages in a standoff with the ED officials. So that freedom has been given to the ED officials. There have been 10 raids that have been conducted. Yes, a bit of a commotion from the workers outside his office. Very damaging images that came of the cars being vandalized and all. All this just when a raid is happening, because as you said, the case is very genuine in this case. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Uday, yes, and also now there are also allegations coming in from the UDF, which is of course now in government, that CPIM and BJP were actually working together on this. So, do you think those allegations have any merit?
Well, that's something Congress has been saying for all along. Even in the campaign,
And
they were.
Aam Aadmi Party has also jumped in on with the same allegation, because Kejriwal is, like he was saying earlier, it's the B team. BJP is the B team of the Congress party, so that's what he's saying again also.
Well, and it's the Congress party. Interestingly, was saying that CPM is the B team of BJP earlier, and now you're saying what AAP is saying as well. So it's this is politics. But yes, I mean, Pinarayi Vijayan was known to be a simple man himself and a good administrator. But obviously, the public has now voted him out, and now he finds himself in this legal trouble as well. This is, of course, yes, an older case, but it's a case which now, interestingly, is hitting the headlines. What is the intention? Some people are even speaking about a possible warning to other CPIM individuals. Could an Operation Lotus be in the works? Could this be a danger for others who are facing cases as well? Because BJP is looking to increase their base in Kerala. Congress has been, yes, hesitant to step in because they've just defeated Mr. Vijayan. They had leveled corruption allegations, so they can't suddenly say he's clean. Even though they want to say it's vendetta and of course agencies misuse, but they can't say that. So this is also politics of convenience in a way playing out. But yes, this case, of course, hitting the headlines. He's out of power now and facing a lot of trouble, of course, with this case. But he's lost his seat as well. So he's not an MLA either, I think, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yes.
No, but he didn't win
Yes. Yes. He didn't win the seat. He didn't win the seat.
Okay. All right. And this is, I think, but natural that when an opposition party comes as the government, it will crack down on the allegations of corruption that have happened on the previous ruling government, right? So that's what's happening in Kerala. Now, quickly, let's discuss also Karnataka. DK Shivakumar is most likely to become the chief minister now. But what is next for Siddaramaiah? Is a Rajya Sabha seat enough for a tall leader like Siddaramaiah, who served as the longest chief minister of Karnataka for 2 terms, and state has grown under, Siddaramaiah?
We'll have to wait and watch now what all demands of his have been fulfilled, because obviously this has taken a long time coming. It's been almost more than, in fact, a year there's been pressure on the leadership of the Congress party by DK Shivkumar and his loyalists. They've been coming to Delhi every few weeks and months. When that 2.5-year period finished, that's when initially the murmurs started. Now the 3-year mark has been reached. So this has been coming for a while. Now what we're hearing through our sources is that if indeed Siddaramaiah steps down tomorrow, and that is a big if, because in politics you never know, but right now it is looking imminent. DK Shivkumar, I think, has camped in Delhi today for that itself. He's not gone back to Karnataka. Shivkumar left last night. Beg your pardon, Siddaramaiah left last night. What we're learning is possible Rajya Sabha seat. There are 4 seats of Rajya Sabha. 3 are going to Congress, 1 is going to BJP. So out of the 3, 1 likely for Siddaramaiah. That is a formula that happened in Bihar as well, when Nitish came to Delhi. There, Nitish's son became a minister. Here, we are learning Siddaramaiah's son will become deputy CM. And there will be 4 deputy CMs possibly, because they have to, please all the castes. There will be obviously, murmurs within the Lingayat community. If a Lingayat CM steps down, Vokaliga of course becomes CM, but they need to appease all the castes, because the municipal elections also come in Karnataka. BJP, JDS, when the vote banks combine, is a formidable, task. Remember, Punjab, there also Captain Amrinder Singh was forced to step on, but it became a mess there. It became a mess. I mean, he resigned. He formed his own party. You had Chenni made, but then Channi and Navjot Sidhu were not getting along. Sidhu threatened resignation twice. So it was a mess. And look what happened to the Congress there. So they don't want to repeat that in Karnataka, do they?
I think that's what they'll be looking to, looking forward to not happen as well, because Siddaramaiah, let's not forget, comes from the JDS. And if you're looking at an HD Kumaraswamy, he obviously is seeking that revival in the state. They've been reduced to their lowest ever performances in the previous elections. So it's very interesting whether he takes that Rajya Sabha seat, or he says, I'm fine with this, and then you see a major Operation Lotus happening in the next few months. Because yes, you can understand why the High Command in the Congress has decided to do this, because possibly there was a deal there that was signed that after the Kerala elections, this is going to be our next priority, because the 2.5-year period had passed by then.
Yeah, but I'm also thinking why, when Shiv Kumar supporters were earlier saying that we are not okay now with only 2 years for somebody like DK Shiv Kumar, have now accepted it. Why has that happened?
Look,
DK Shiv Kumar, perhaps pressure politics as well. If they may not have made him, you never know. He may have called it quits and left. At the end of the day, that's also.
Supporters only who were saying, his supporters only were saying that 2 years is not enough for somebody like DK Shiv Kumar.
no, you probably now see the baton be passed, because ideally what we were thinking is that when the last elections happened is when DK Shiv Kumar would have been made the chief minister. But now I think that decision has been made,
And there
because
are enough cases that he can also be, put on him, scrutiny on him, to get him to perhaps join the BJP as well. So he could have also been, attempts made to poach if this did not happen. And at the end of the day, he has also been roaming all around Assam. He was made co-in-charge there. He was campaigning a lot. He's put in a lot of effort and money there as well too.
absolutely in Assam, he's worked very hard in Kerala as well, and he's also obviously was a key part of that victory in Karnataka as well.
Yes, absolutely. And even before that, for leaders like Anand Patel and all of that. So, okay, we'll wrap up this discussion. But another important thing that has happened today, which the DMK and the Dravidian parties would be watching closely, is the meeting of Vijay, the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister, with Prime Minister Modi. And now, why would the Dravidian parties be watching this closely and carefully? Is because, of course, it is likely they are meeting after a period of 12 years, Vijay and Prime Minister Modi. It's a courtesy visit, of course. Yesterday he met VD Satish and also today Vijay. But it's important because DMK and AIDMK doesn't even have much left in its ranks now anyway. But for the DMK at least, it may be a cause of worry if the BJP and TVK come together. I think we'll wrap here on this, and thanks for watching, viewers.